What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. Continuous positive airway pressure. That is a CPAP machine. Now, you might see bodybuilders in their day in the life videos using these CPAP machines. In fact, that's the reason I'm doing this video. Nick Walker just did a day in the life and his routine before bed. And in his routine, at the end, he finished on a CPAP machine, saying that it's increased his recovery, it makes him feel great, and he's probably right. When you wake up in the night, sleep apnea is literally when you stop breathing. Like your airways get obstructed and you stop breathing. Now, what contributes to this? A lot of the time, it's obesity. Fat people tend to have issues breathing in their sleep. They snore more, they tend to gasp for air more, and they have sleep apnea more. One of the predicators for having sleep apnea is having a neck over 17 inches. Okay, so the bigger you are, that's one measurement, it's putting more pressure on your airways, making it so you can't stay asleep or you're gasping for air. So what the CPAP does, it essentially just keeps pumping air into your nose, pumping it, so it's constant. So it keeps your airwaves open just enough so you don't wake up because you're not choking, because you actually are breathing through. Now, why would bodybuilders, we'd assume healthy, lean? The bottom line is they're just too damn big. Now, I do snore more now, according to my wife, than I snored before when I was younger, when I was a lightweight, a middleweight, even a light heavyweight at 230 pounds now. I think she says I'm snoring a little bit less. Now, one way to really hone in on taking care of this is to make sure that your cardiovascular levels are great, that you're in very good shape. While it is more likely for obese people or bigger people to have sleep apnea, it is completely normal for healthy, fit, in shape people to have sleep apnea. It's just not as prevalent because, again, there's less weight coming down on you. When you think about someone snoring, you think about a big, fat old man. Now, bodybuilders essentially are very in shape, big, fat, old men. The outright bar was created for my kids. My kids need a snack to eat during soccer tournaments, and also I wanted a bar for myself to eat pre-workout, post-workout, and also throughout the day. You want your outright bars right now. That's why we have a partnership going with the Vitamin Shop to make sure that we're in all 750 plus locations, providing the best price, the best service, the best people to give you the outright bar when and where you need it. Being that their body has to pump blood and circulate oxygen throughout this big body, and your airwaves have all that pressure crushing in on it. So there's one thing I've learned. Some bodybuilders just take better care of themselves, whether it's taking health supplements like ambrosia nectar is one of them for organ and overall health support. Nattokinase is another one to prevent prevent blood clotting issues, so you don't die of a blood clot. Those are things that also has cholesterol benefits, has heart rate benefits, things like that. But a lot of bodybuilders, they don't look at health. And I'm going to go out and say that CPAPs are probably one of the healthiest things a bodybuilder can do. Hear me out. If a bodybuilder has decided to take their body to that level where they need assistance breathing to avoid choking, potentially dying, or at the least case scenario, making it where their sleep is affected, what a CPAP does is it makes sure they get their sleep. And even the American Heart Association has now listed sleep or lack thereof as a main cause of heart issues, heart problems. That's right. If you don't get enough sleep, it makes you more likely to die from heart issues. So you look at a bodybuilder who's already got an enlarged heart from not only training really hard, but potentially steroids might exacerbate that problem, but also has all that weight just coming down on their airflow and their pipes, their airways. And you just have a recipe for disaster. You have a recipe for, well, dying in your sleep, or in the least case, having a strained heart from not sleeping enough. And also you're training so hard, you're not recovering. There's just so many bad things to happen. Now, I have been looking at other ways to achieve this. The first time I ever saw a CPAP, I was actually at the Arnold Classic. I don't remember right what year, but I was there with my friend Dr. Stuart Wee from Elgin, Illinois. He owns Paradigm Performance, and Nathan Baxter. Nate Baxter is a 400-pound. He had the world record bench press in Australia at the time. He was competing at the Arnold, and I, of course, had a trade show booth. So I remember I went to go visit Stu. He came in late, and he was sharing a room with Nate. So I walk into the room, and Nate's sitting in bed, this is a large, he's like 6'something, 6'3", he's tall. And I remember I see Stu, I say, what's up? I look to my left, there's Nate's bed, there's Stu's bed, and here's this large man with this big, like, contraption. I'm like, what the hell is that? I never saw one before. I was in my 30s. He goes, oh, that's my CPAP. Stu, who's a doctor, explained to me what a CPAP was. And before I thought that it was the epitome of bad health to be on a CPAP. When now I look at it and I'm like, that is very smart. For someone like a Nick Walker or any of these other guys at the top of the Olympia brackets, right? They're really big. And they need to make sure that they get their sleep. They need to make sure that they don't die in their sleep. And they need to make sure that they're right and ready to go. And a CPAP machine is actually very, very advantageous. Now, I did look into something else. Marc Bell, my good friend, Marc Smelly Bell. So I'm sending out a newsletter multiple times a week or even every day. It's going to have deals. It's going to have articles. It's going to have exclusive stuff from me. The algorithm has not been good to me on YouTube, on Instagram. I don't know why. Maybe it's something I said. But anyway, go to marklobliner.com. It pops up. Put your email in there. That's all you have to do. You get all that stuff for free. He actually had a mouthpiece made by his dentist that actually shifts his mouth so his airways stay open. And he also wears the hostage tape over his mouth to make sure that he breathes through his nose and not his mouth. That's another option. Now, I would say there's different levels of sleep apnea. From what I've researched, okay, and I did research this pretty intensively because I'm very interested in it. I'm that guy, just gets focused on something. There are differing levels of sleep apnea. If you're mild to moderate, the mouthpieces might do the trick. However, the more severe the sleep apnea, the bigger you are, the one best method we have is the CPAP machine. So I implore you, the number one way to get rid of sleep apnea, and I don't have the exact number and statistic, is to lose weight. 10 to 15 pounds takes your sleep apnea down very, very low. Lose just 10 to 15 pounds. It's going to improve dramatically. According to, of course, if you weigh 800 pounds, you're probably still effed, but you know what I mean. So losing weight is one. Another one is making sure you're in cardiovascular shape. Now, Nick Walker trains really hard, so I'm hardly going to, for those of you who don't know who Nick Walker is, for those of you who aren't bodybuilding fans like myself, Nick Walker is a top 5 Olympia contender. The man is fucking huge. He's a large individual. So if you are, if you want to look into that, obviously for someone like him, for someone that big, I doubt a mouthpiece would do much. So the sure thing, the best method, the one that's going to work is that constant flow of air from the CPAP. Anyway, guys, hopefully this answered the question. I've actually been eating a lot of it. Is a CPAP right for you? They do these sleep studies where they actually track your sleep. I think you actually stay at a hospital and they determine if it's right for you. You have to go to a sleep specialist. What I would recommend you do, and of course there's other recommendations that are better than mine, is go to your general practitioner and say what your symptoms, if you have symptoms, of course, if you don't have symptoms, don't listen to this, and your problems are, and he'll refer you to a sleep specialist. They'll do the sleep study, and if you are a candidate, they will prescribe you a CPAP. Anyway, guys, hopefully that helps you. Supplements, not for sleep apnea, but I always take my MTS Nutrition Sleep Aid and Ambrosia Ritual PM before bed. I sleep like a baby. Do I need a CPAP now? No. I measure my sleep via my Whoop strap. I sleep great. My oxygen levels are great. I'm in great shape, great health. My sleep is deep and fantastic. However, I don't know what weight it would take. I don't think I'm going to get big enough to need it. But if I ever do, there's no shame in a CPAP. CPAPs are awesome. I think they lead to a better quality of life for those who need it. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. If you want to buy sport nutrition supplements, go to tigerfitness.com. Carry everything from these Ghost energy drinks to, of course, the sleep aid I told you about, all your whey protein, creatine. We got Planta, the plant protein. We're ready to rock. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please support That's Not a Game. I used to have to go through dozens of bottles of vitamins, of supplements, just to get what I need. Look, I'm busy. I'm running multiple businesses. I'm coaching. I'm a professional bodybuilder getting ready for my first pro show. I don't have time to sit there and do all that. I gotta go. I'm on the go all the time. That is why I created MTS Nutrition Immortal. Here's how they look. This replaces dozens of bottles of supplements. And let me tell you exactly what this has. It has probiotics, greens, liver detox, joint support, cardiovascular support, and the most complete multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement ever created. If you have a busy life or you simply want more time to do the things you love and be able to travel by just taking one simple little pack with you, Immortal's for you.